So recently this TikTok video of my apartment went viral, and I got a lot of comments and I got a lot of messages and emails on the subject of spirituality and money. And I just want to preface this. I was not born with wealth. I grew up in the housing projects in Staten Island with a widowed mom, oldest of 5 kids, and I was on welfare when I started my first business at the age of 17. So I'm in a somewhat unique position to be aware of how it feels to be on both sides of the spectrum, both sides of the extremes of poverty and to some degree wealth. And after seeing this penthouse apartment in this video, a lot of the questions were about reconciling money and materialistic things with spirituality. Can you be materialistic and still be spiritual? Can you have material things and still be spiritual? Or is renunciation the only answer, the only way to enlightenment? I don't believe in avoiding anything in life, and that includes materialism. Life is supposed to be a transformation. It's a gift, a blessing from the universe, an opportunity for growth, a constant challenge to our daily lives. We shouldn't avoid anything unless it causes you or someone else harm. Materialism, matter, has its own beauty the same way spiritualism and spirit has its own beauty. And these monks and these preachers and these gurus, they want to condemn certain things because the condemnation of things makes you feel bad. It makes you feel guilty. And if they can get you to feel bad about something, then you're trapped. You're imprisoned in this inner conflict between these values that you didn't subscribe to in the first place. If you follow most of these gurus, these monks, these priests, these preachers, you're going to be in a constant state of guilt, and you're going to be in trouble because you're going to be trying to avoid the unavoidable, reality, the truth. When you renounce something because you're afraid that it's going to prevent you from growing spiritually, then it's not true renunciation. When the Buddha left his palace and he left all the riches that he had and went on this journey for a higher purpose, he didn't renounce all those things. They just ceased to have any meaning to him. They stopped having meaning to him. And there's a difference in that. Because when he came back to the palace after going on this journey and becoming enlightened, he realized that he didn't need to leave the palace and all the other things that he left behind, because the journey is an inner journey, not an outer one. You can have material things as long as you know that they're not the cause of your happiness, that they're not going to bring you happiness. If you have something and you know that if it was taken away, you would still be happy, then there's no reason to physically avoid anything. In fact, the energy of avoiding this thing, the energy taken to renounce this thing is going to cause you to be attached to it that much more. And I've been on both sides of this spectrum. I've had nothing to now having more than I need. And I know that my happiness doesn't come from the things that I gained from having more money. A merge between the East and the West needs to happen, a fundamental change. In the West, you have more materialism than spiritualism. We have our basic needs taken care of, but we're missing the higher needs. And on the Eastern side, it's the reverse. The spiritual side of things are taken care of, but not the materialistic side. And in each civilization, in each culture, there's tension, because when you're not whole, you become tense. People are attached to money and then they become detached from it. But just the idea of attachment and detachment means that you're still in its orbit. So someone says, I'm now going to detach from money. I'm going to renounce money. Why? What's the point of being detached? It must mean that in your consciousness somewhere is swimming around this fear of attachment. To even have the idea of detachment, you must be attached. When you aren't attached, then it's perfectly okay. Money is money. There's no reason to avoid it. Money is not wrong. The illusion of it is wrong. The projection of it is wrong. If you expect bliss and happiness from money, this is the wrong view. And it's not the problem with the money. There's things that money can't give you. It can't give you blissfulness. It can't give you God. It can't give you paradise. But the problem is, often to understand this, you need to have money. If you don't have, once you have the money, then you're more aware of what it means and what it doesn't. And to bypass that as someone without money requires a tremendous leap in intelligence. When a person has known money, then they can start moving beyond it. They can start moving beyond matter, beyond the world. Next to language, money is the cornerstone of our society, our culture, our civilization. There's no need to be against it. I am not against it. Now, by hoarding it, you will not become meditative. And by renouncing it, you will not become meditative. There's two types of people. One is the type of person that thinks money is going to get them to happiness, to godliness. And the other is the type of person that thinks renouncing money will get them to happiness and godliness. But both of these people are just money oriented. You should have money, you should earn money, you should produce money, you should use money, you should keep it in circulation. Money can give you tremendous things. Money can give you many things, but it can not give you many things. Money can give you the things of the world, and nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with having a beautiful house, a beautiful garden, things that you like, things that you prefer. Money is beautiful as far as it goes, and it goes pretty far. And when it comes to the world, money goes far enough. But don't expect love, don't expect God, don't expect inner transformation, because these things are transcendental. Money has this magnetic appeal because it's docile in nature. You can completely possess money, and possession of something feeds your ego, and it makes you feel good. But love cannot be possessed. Holiness is rebelliousness. These things, by their nature, cannot be possessed. Material things can also be beautiful if they are not possessed, if you do not become obsessed with it. Use everything in reality for its own capacity. Don't avoid things because someone told you to avoid them. There's nothing more dangerous to your inner growth and your inner being than borrowing morals and values from somebody else. It's good to look outside and take in creation. And it's good to look inside because that's where the creator lives. Dabble in the outside with the beauty of creation and look inside to the beauty of godliness. And what you'll find is that slowly but surely those two things meet and they become one. The inner and the outer become one. Due to my businesses and the nature of my work, I know a lot of ultra wealthy people. And the richer they are, the more unhappy they are most of the time. And it's not because of the money. It's because they haven't taken a good look at it and they haven't recognized the value of money for what it is and that it can only take you so far. They do not need to renounce it. They simply need to see its true limited value